Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. This is Scott Reisch of Crime Talk. Thanks for tuning in today. It's a Saturday morning, depending on where you are. It's a little later. Right now, it's a little after 9. I apologize for being a few minutes late, as, well, sometimes that happens on a Saturday morning. So first of all, thank you all for tuning in. We captioned this or titled this today as Ask Scott. So basically, I guess it could be like an open lines Saturday. We can talk about basically whatever you all would like. I've seen in some of the comments right before we went on, a lot of people were talking about the Patrick Frazee matter, and obviously his the fact that he's been found guilty. Crystal Lee Kenny, the nurse, the accomplice, the government witness, obviously goes for sentencing right after the first of the year, and so she's going to find out, her fate. I don't think she's going to get probation. I don't think her attorney thinks she's going to get probation. It's just a question of how much time. She got a great deal, but as a lot of people have noticed, that case probably would not have gone forward but for the fact that Crystal Lee Kenny was able to testify as to what she saw, observed, and what Frazee told her. It's unclear, exactly what really the motive was for Patrick Frazee to kill Kelsey Barrett. I mean, it just really makes no sense. I mean, it's a young child. You go to court, you get divorce papers, and everybody knows where they stand. I just don't get everybody, whether they're having an affair or whether they're having a separation or, whatever. You just don't have to go around and kill everybody. It just makes no sense to me what these people are thinking at the time. And, if Frazee had probably done it himself and not involved Crystal Lee Kenny, he may have gotten away with it. That's even probably the scarier thing. But what they say. What is it? 3 people can keep a secret as long as 2 of them are dead. And then Patrick Frazee, obviously, the statements by the jailhouse informant who said that he wanted to have, various members of Crystal Lee Kenny's family killed and things of that nature. I mean, that just shows consciousness of guilt. And I think if I was a juror, that would have clearly been something that I would have heavily considered. Why do you want to go around killing other people or potential witnesses unless you really think that they're going to actually hurt your case? And the mere fact that, he's serving a life sentence plus, 60 or something, 80 years, I think. He's not... they would have gone with some sort of witness tampering charge or something along those lines as well to really rack him up. But he's done. And from what I can tell, not a whole lot of appellate issues in that case either. So Patrick Frazee is another one that's going off to prison for the rest of his life. And we'll see if he gets the special treatment as some other people and whether he stays here in the state of Colorado or if he's going to be sent off to some other prison for his own safety because he's so high profile. I don't think that's the case. I think he's going to get stuck here in the state of Colorado. But that's where the crime was committed. He should probably serve his time here. Let's see here. Colorado does seem to attract crime. It does seem like it a lot. I've always said that if people really knew how much crime went on out there in the world, they would probably arm themselves, lock the door, and never come out. And, you can look this stuff up. If you go to just Google your neighborhood and type in police blotter, there's lots of resources out there and some independent organizations that will plot all the crime. And if you look in your area, in your neighborhood, People, I mean, it's shocking. And when I say crime, it's not like everyone's being killed and bad assaults or anything like that. But the crime in the sense of people, walking into people's garages and stealing something, having their cars broken into. It is scary. So I'm going to be sued or anything like that. Oh, here's a good question. Tina, please ask Scott to advise us at what we can and what we shouldn't write in our YouTube comments, and we can be sued for anything we write. Well, obviously, if it's the truth, is always a defense to any sort of defamation type of case. But it has to be the truth, not what you believe to be the truth. You can have your opinion, but you cannot go around just spreading false information, false rumors about particularly individuals. You can have your theory on a particular case, but when you start bad-mouthing or saying things that you know are false and you have no evidence to back it up, or just absolutely pure speculation on your part, saying, well, I think what really happened was the little green men came in and did this, and this person knew about it. Well, that kind of thing is just ridiculous, but it is also, we try to deal, in Crime Talk, we try to deal with facts, okay? There's lots of things, and I see this, and I get frustrated by it. And as a criminal defense attorney, when the client comes in and says, okay, here's what happened, or how do we develop this theory, you have to have a good faith basis to back it up. You can't just say, Joe Schmo committed this murder, it wasn't my guy. He was standing on the street corner, he must have done it. Okay, just because somebody's there doesn't mean they had anything to do with a particular crime. In fact, there's a jury instruction that says mere presence at the scene of a crime does not necessarily mean you had anything to do with it. So you have to be careful when you're writing comments out there, ladies and gentlemen. And the other thing is, keep it respectful. I can tell you, when people put comments, there's certain words that get filtered, and those go directly to a a censored file or something like that. And we can go through and approve it. And if some people can't be polite and respectful, we appreciate everybody watching, but we don't need people, basically bad-mouthing others. We can agree to disagree on lots of things, but you should be able to do it respectfully. And, that's really what it boils down to. What does it hurt to be nice? We've talked about cases, and I've been accused of horrible things by some people. In fact, I had a lady, I was looking through the comments, I think it was late last night or early this morning. She kept going on that I represented Nichol Kessinger. I don't represent Nichol Kessinger. I would love to speak with Nichol Kessinger, but I don't represent her. And then she goes off on this diatribe of what a terrible, horrible person I am, and how could I possibly, do what I do as a defense attorney. And I normally don't even respond to those types of things, but I basically told her, you're welcome, okay? I don't defend my clients and what they've done. I don't necessarily condone it. I'm protecting their rights under the Constitution, because if we allow the government to railroad guilty people, guess what? The people in power, the government, the police, the FBI, whomever, will start to think that they can do it to anyone, okay? To innocent people. And so every time you go in there and you say, you know what? Yeah, this guy's guilty. It was on video. What are we why are we going through this process? Because it's called due process. It's called due process under the United States Constitution. Everybody's entitled for that. You don't get to just say, oh, we think he's guilty, bring it on. Due process is what separates America from most countries. If in a dictatorship they say, well, we think you're guilty and we're just going to charge you. That's it, okay? That's not the way we do things here in America. That's what separates us, from hopefully being the good guys versus the bad guys. So it's it just frustrates me. I used to get that question. I was like, how can you represent guilty people? I tell you, the guilty ones are easy, ladies and gentlemen. It's the ones that are actually innocent that are looking at spending the rest of their life in prison that didn't do it or didn't do it exactly the way the government charged it. Those are the ones that keep you up at night, okay? And it happens. And I've represented people, literally children of billionaires to people from Central America with a second-grade education, okay? And when you go into that courtroom, if you're a defendant, it says, the United States government or the people of the state of whatever state you fill in there. That means all the resources that the resources available to the United States government and the state that you're in against you, that little person, okay? And there's only one thing standing between everything, to basically a sham going on, and that's a criminal defense attorney defending the Constitution. So sorry for that little rant. It just irritates me. You would think in today's world where, yes, people do bad things. Nobody wants people to have bad things done to anybody, but it's a shame, but it's a reality. And to think that even to this day that people think other people shouldn't have a right to present a defense or to even have an attorney, okay? That's the part that just absolutely flabbergasts me.